all you zealots and zerglings, it's time for a 3 versus 3 on the map Temple of the Preservers. Perhaps the longest map name in Starcraft, which I think I've made that observation before. I have spawned as the Teal Zerg up here in the north, and my allies are Spartan as the Blue Terran, and Mr. Pingmeister himself, Contrarian, as the Red Protoss. I don't know why he was pinging over into this ramp. I don't think we intended to try to get, make an aggressive map control play here, but maybe we were. We'll see that in a little bit. But first, let's check out our opponents. First, we have the purple Protoss, Luli. The yellow Protoss, Yowza. And the orange Protoss, Munchies, from Eternia, apparently. Apparently he has the power. So we are against an all-Protoss force this time. Let's get that production tab up there as we first see our first gateway going down. But that's actually kind of early for gateway. I think gateways usually come a little bit later than that. And we do have a scout going out here who's going to be, scouting. The probe's going to be scouting some more Protoss. And nothing going down there yet. And we go the gateway going down here for Yowza. But what are we up to? What indeed? We have an engineering bay coming from Spartan. Wait, whoa, what? Engineering bay? He's opening engineering bay? What is this? There's his barracks. Why is he opening engineering bay? I'm curious here. There's no way he's doing this for early upgrades. In fact, the only thing he can do right now with that is build missile turrets. I have no idea why there's an early engineering bay here. I don't even think I noticed that in the game. Meanwhile, I have got my pool down, going for an early speedling build, and Contrarian is just getting his gas done, so he's going up a little bit more economic based. So just getting that gas down. Gonna be, I assume, getting his Cybernetics core up here in a moment as he completes that scout. We are getting Overlords in position right now, kind of scouting the map. This is a good place a good map to position Overlords. There's a lot of dead space next to these golds that you can kind of park at. So unless there's air, and oh no, Contrarian's probe got stuck, and my Overlord watched his well, I was gonna say bloody demise, but I really don't think that probes have blood. Do they even have any sort of like oil or some sort of liquid lubricant or any sort of internal liquid component? I don't know how Protoss cybernetics works exactly. Does anyone know how Protoss cybernetics works? Anyone? No? Don't know. Yeah, alright, looks like I got Zergling speed on the way, as, of course, I was going for those early speedlings. Looks like we just had the Cybernetics core finish up here for Luli, who is just getting down some pylons. No units yet, though. He's got an awful lot of pylons for so few units right now. And we're going to be mining both those geysers to their fullest. I assume he's going to start his warp gate research about now? Maybe? Warp gate research. He's got the money for it. Just click this button. Hit G. No, he's gonna expand, but he can still afford this. I mean, does he even need the Cybernetics core if he's not gonna research warp gate and he's not gonna get out any units? I don't. Oh yes, apparently he does need the Cybernetics core. He's not getting this for Gateway. He's getting this for Stargate. Oh, you Protoss. And your aerial assaults, it's not surprising, honestly. Twilight Council going down for Yowza, so really going for some tech building here. And what is Munchies working on? Looks like he's just working on Triple Zealot right now. Kind of falling behind his brethren here. Gonna get down that second gas. So maybe he's just gonna be providing infantry while his allies tech up. Looks like Spartan's gonna get that Marauder slow going. Going to drop down a couple of factories, probably going to get some more tanks out there. He does have the tech lab on. I assume those tank production will start as soon as he can afford it. Tank production? Tank? Anyone? Tanks? Yes? Oh, supply blocked. Yes, that would definitely be a problem. And starting the +1 infantry attack, even though he's only got a couple Marauders, might be a bit premature, especially if he's going for double factories off of one base. Well, let's have to see about that. There we go. There's his first tank on the way as soon as that supply depot finishes. And we're off and grabbing that forward watchtower. Actually, grabbing both watchtowers. Probably not necessary to grab both watchtowers. You can probably just grab the forward watchtower, which apparently Contrarian is going to be relinquishing right now. And then if you see units coming, then you can probably retreat back, because there's not really going to be able to see much through here. I mean, if they try to bust down these rocks, you might see it, but you really should have someone kind of scouting those rocks from this base, and then you'll be fine. Be just fine. We do have +1 air attack coming down, and we do have Void Rays out there, because even though this is the expansion, the Protoss still have the V key. So going to be churning out those Void Rays, and oh, looks like I have spotted a cluster of Zealots heading our way. That Stalker is going to retreat. He's going to retreat back to my watch. Actually, I don't think this Stalker really knows what he's doing right now. Oh, he's just going to run right in. Oh, no, he's going to do a little bit of Stalker micro, because he can micro endlessly against Zealots until they get that Zealot charge, which this Protoss player not working on presently. Actually, what is his... His ally was the one that was going for the Twilight Council. What did he actually get out of that? I don't know, but we don't want to pull away right now, because we do have a bit of action going on here. We are going to need to get some forces up here. Spartan needs to siege that tank. There's no reason not to. It is free. Free siege tanks. Gotta love it. And unless you're not Terran, then you have mixed feelings. And you have mixed feelings. There's that Twilight Council. He's not used it yet. There's no Templar tech. There's no upgrades. He does have those fancy pylon skins, which means he's been tossing for a little while. I've never really gotten a good look at these before. The skins on the interface just don't do them justice. I do like it. They're kind of nice, a little fancy. It didn't look like, oh, but right now we do have a battle going on right here. Well, let's zoom out, and it looks like they've got us to rights. They've got quite a strong force there, and I got some Zerglings here, +1 attack or +1 armor on those. But with all these Zealots, not sure how much longer they're going to last. Throwing down the force field for the purposes of, I don't know, one force field really isn't going to do that much, especially against Zerglings, which are pretty quick. And of course, my Zerglings fine honed right in on the Zealots. It's probably the last thing they should be attacking. But haven't managed to thin the ranks out yet, and we need to pull back to the Marauders. Pull back to the Marauders. Oh, looks like they're in full retreat, so why not press the advantage and clear off this high ground and claim it for our side? Yes, that'll be good. And we do have another Stargate come down here for... Oh, wow! We have 4 Stargates now here for Luli, who's only got 3 Void Rays out so far. So I question the need for a 4th Stargate before you even have a 4th Void Ray out. I just don't know. Looks like we're going to be getting expansion down here for Munchies, and... Oh, that's Munchies Pro 2. They look like they're a different color. That one looked almost purple. Why does this one look purple? Can you see that little purple right in there? I don't know. I could have swore that was somebody else's probe. It was a little confusing there for a second. And it looks like, oh, the Widowmines are out for Spartan, and he still doesn't have that tank sieged up. And those Widowmines are just like, excuse me, pardon me, Lynx, pardon me. Widowmine, very important unit coming through. And where are those Widowmines off to? Where are they off to? Is he going to be guarding the rocks? Honestly, he could probably guard the rocks from over here. Well... Okay, he's just going to guard that alley, make sure no one kind of swings through there very easily. And a tank on the high ground right here would be superb, although that might be a waste of tank placement. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. +1 attack on those Void Rays. Yowzer still going for more and more gateway units, and finally getting some Blink out there. Finally going to get some use out of that Twilight Council and going for some Double Forge upgrades. And what are we up to? Looks like I have an Infestation Pit coming on the way. 2-2 for my Zerglings and Burrow on the way. +1 armor coming here for Spartan's tanks. And Blink also coming down for Contrarian. A little bit behind Yowza, but it probably won't matter too much. It looks like right now Contrarian is kind of abandoned the center a little bit. He's going to be trying to take this gold expansion. The counter gold on this side, not yet taken. And oh, we have Oracles now coming out here for Munchies. I didn't even see Munchies get some Stargates up, but he probably heard from Luli. He's like, hey, you know you still have the V key, right? Oh yeah. So we're gonna get some Void Rays out, but he's gonna try doing something with that Oracle. To keep an eye on that, see what he's gonna try to do with that. And oh, looks like I've got Enduring Locust on the way, and ooh, a Nidus Network. What could that possibly be for? But it looks like we're obviously going to be seeing some Swarm Host play here. The Swarm Hosts come, and apparently I'm a little supply blocked, which is preventing me from getting out more Swarm Hosts. And it looks like we're pushing forward in the center. We got a lot of Stalkers Contrarian 1-1 upgrades on those. A tank for Spartan. Oh, here's some Swarm Hosts. I already got some out there. Excuse me, pardon me. Very important Heart of the Swarm unit coming through. All you Wing of Liberty units, get out of the way. And gonna drop that rally. It looks like I'm gonna be heading towards Luli's expansion. He's got some void rays to defend that, which the Locust cannot shoot up. So pretty effective defense if they can kill him off quickly enough. And I don't know why they're going this way. They kind of got a little bit lost there. And oh, looks like that new interface. I'm gonna like that. It looks like I'm just getting a Nidus warm up so I can grab this expansion. Didn't really feel like researching Overlord drop. And it was funny. I figured, since there are no Zerg on our opponent's team, that I didn't have to worry about warning my allies that I was going to be dropping a Nidus Worm, but they still were a little bit iffy when that thing popped up. I'm like, dude, there's no Zerg. Do I have to spell it out for you? At this point, I think I kind of screwed up my my selection. I sent a bunch of links here I did not mean to. I don't know what happened there. I think I accidentally selected my whole army. I don't know, but we'll get that straightened out eventually. But meanwhile, I did see some carriers coming out here for Munchies? No, I thought Luli was getting the carriers. Yes, Luli's getting the carriers. Oh, there they are. There's the carriers. And +2 attack, so looks like we're going heavier and heavier into Skytoss. Have we seen that? Well, we got an observer right here. He's going to see the swarm host there. Have they done any damage over here yet? Doesn't look like they have. Well, there's some damage on that photon cannon, so I guess, yeah, I guess the Locusts have started doing their thing that they like to do. And have we seen that Oracle do anything yet? Where are those Oracles? Looks like they're right here somewhere. I don't see them. There they go. And it looks like, oh, Contrarian, it looks like he was just trying to get some cannons up, but instead the Oracles are, well, actually the Oracles aren't doing anything right now. It's going to be the Void Rays doing everything. The Oracles are not really serving a purpose right now. And Contrarian is going to try to pull back with his Stalkers. I think he's got enough to drive this off. Not really many upgrades on that, and we got 2-2 on the Stalkers, and ooh, doing a little damage to those Oracles, but oh, he's going to force that group out of there, but we still have this Locust at the front. Looks like they're trying to defend it. Looks like they did manage to get at least one of those cannons out. He's going to try to rebuild them, but they're going to have to do something about that. And oh, he's got an observer there, so he can see where those are. But I mean, hard pressed to push in. We do have some tanks back there, although I think I might lose a few Locusts in the or a few swarm hosts in the fight. And I think I realized that it's time to pull back to the safety of the tanks. You don't want to just fire and forget your swarm host. You gotta be a little bit smart and know when it's time to find a strategic retreat. And it looks like, oh, they're gonna bring the Void Rays in, but the observer's not back here, so my swarm hosts are pretty much okay right now. There's no splash damage for me to worry about, but there are a lot of Widow Mines. The tanks are thinning out the ground army, but what are we gonna do about this Air Force? I'm making 32 lings. Not gonna be very helpful. And oh, it looks like the observers have gotten in here somewhere. Are able to see those swarm hosts. And yeah, I'm going to try to retreat those again because I don't want to lose my swarm hosts. Very important part of the swarm unit. But looks like we've got a full-on Void Ray carrier force that we have to worry about right now. They got to be careful. They got to watch out for the Widow Mines. Oh, it looks like they were not close enough to trigger that off. Always hard to tell with air units, and I don't know what just died there, but it's dead now. It's best just to let it go. And it looks like these Zealots are going to move forward, but they're going to walk right into tank fire, and these Stalkers are going to take a little bit of splash damage there, but I think they're going to finish off these Zealots just fine. And the Zealots are going to retreat, but then, suddenly, at the last moment, they're going to run around this way. I don't know where they're going. No! I have no idea why they changed their mind at the last minute, but I saw that. I'm like, oh, well, fine. You know, sometimes you just gotta face your destiny and run headlong into a Widow Mine. And Lings are going to finish cleaning that up, reclaim the center briefly. And it looks like we finally got a Spire going up for me, because we need something to deal with this air. And I'm not even sure I knew what I was going to build at this moment, because what do you build against this? I recently found that Mutalisks are much better against Void Rays than I originally thought. You just have to have the numbers. And with the fact that the Void Rays won't charge up anymore, it makes the Mutalisks even better. They don't have to worry about any increased damage, because this prismatic alignment only works against armored units, so you can spam that against Mutalisks all you want. It's not going to be any good. On the other hand, carriers really meet their maker when it comes to corruptors. And what is Munchies doing? Why is he rallying probes across the map? Are they cannon fodder? Is he trying to bait Widow Mines? It's got to be it, because he's just sending probe after probe. But it looks like we are going to have to force it back. But my Locusts, they're going to be good at clearing out this ground army, because they have no worries from air forces, because, you know, they're free units. Free units. And it looks like, oh, Spartan's got a Widow Mine right there. Warriors look like they took a little bit of damage from that. But what are we going to do about this powerful, powerful Air Force? We don't have much that can shoot up, and those that can just not seem to have the numbers for it. And, oh, did that Widow Mine just go off? I didn't see it. And right now, Lings and Locusts are not really going to be what we need, but here come the Zealots. They're going to walk right into the more Widow Mines, and my Lings are going to, and Locusts are going to swing around and try to clean it up. But still, we've got this Air Force. Looks like I've decided to go the Corruptor route. 14 Corruptors are on the way. Stalkers are trying to thin out the numbers as much as possible. I think I was telling him to focus down the Void Rays. Or maybe that's what he was doing anyhow, because the carriers I can deal with as soon as these Corruptors get out. But it looks like he's managed to scare them off a little bit, and oh, here come the Corruptors, and the carrier's like, oh, let's turn around. It's just a few Corruptors. Whoops! Well, there's a few more than just a couple Corruptors, and those carriers are going to have to get out of there quickly. Not any upgrades yet, and they are going against some 112 carriers, but still. I'm not even using Corruption, and just look at them decimate the carriers. So that's definitely going to put us in advantage. We're pushing forward our attack. And we gotta be careful. Looks like Luli's still trying to defend this base. I mean, 3 photon cannons aren't really going to do that much at this point, but it seems to be enough for us to pull back. And oh, looks like I got some Locusts. They're not quite going to make it there. And even get the Hellbats here from Spartan, which are going to be great against those Zealots if they keep running them at us. I don't see any, but you know, they probably warp in. You wouldn't really notice them. And I see a lot of Locusts. There's the Swarm Host. We need to get those for. Oh, there's quite a few Swarm Hosts now. And do I have any ranged upgrade if I can click on them before they die? I don't know. Did you see that? I did not see it in time. Hey, did someone just shoot at one of my Corruptors? Well, that's a fine how do you do. Let's get those Locusts pushing forward again. Doing that damage. Looks like, I think a trainer at this point is going to go scout this expansion, this gold, which at this point is not really being taken right now. And it looks like these Stalkers got a little bit caught up in the Swarm Host current. But just look at the damage done. The cannons are down, and this is, well, it looks like that's all they're going to do for now. Just take down the cannons, and that's it. But then here comes the next wave, and they're seriously going to do some damage. Oh, is Yowza going to try to defend this because he's going to take a lot of damage in the process? Does he want to be the meat shield for Luli? That is the question. They're going to bring in the Void Rays because the Void Rays don't have to worry about taking damage, and they managed to stall long enough. Which, it could be a valid tactic. If you know the range on those Locusts, you can stall them long enough. And oh, that poor Marine, he's like, hey guys, where are you going? Can I come? But I think Void Rays are probably the best way they can have to defend this right now. But still, taking out these cannons before they can even finish, and that has got to be expensive losses. And we're just building a force here. I mean, we got Corruptors defending the air. And oh, what are these Void Rays up to? Are they gonna go for a counterattack? No, I guess they were just going to check the gold, but that could have been a mistake because now they're caught out of position and those Stalkers are just going to destroy them. Not even going to get their prismatic alignment off, which they really should have. Although I still don't know if it would have been enough with that many Stalkers. And the carriers are going to try to push forward, but you got to watch out for the Corruptors, and then the Stalkers are going to try to push back the Corruptors, but then the Locusts and the Stalkers from Contrarian are going to push that back. It's just a micro battle right now to get the right units against the right units at the right time and not lose the other units that are with the wrong units at the time that they were right, that you were wrong about them being right, you know? You know. Of course you know. It looks like we have +3 air attack coming from Luli, but is it gonna be in time? Because we are in their territory now, and there's big problems. I mean, we got some Void Rays on the backside, but we should be able to deal with this. I mean, some Marines or some Stalkers should be more than enough. While we sit here and decimate their expansions, Colossi gonna take that out. Ling's gonna massacre the probe line. Stalkers taking over here. We are just everywhere, but it looks like Munchies wants to try to do something about it, but a lot of Stalkers... Actually, he probably could have focused down that pylon, prevented the Stalkers from warping in, but he is going to try to run away, but, you know, as long as he stays in range of some sort of pylon, I don't know if that's going to help him out much, but it looks like it's just chaos now. I don't know what they can do. Their production facilities are just getting destroyed, if they can even afford to produce anymore. Well, actually, Luli's got quite a bit... Oh, I'm sorry, that's me. I have quite a bit of money that I'm apparently not really spending right now. Don't know why I'm not spending it. I mean, what are my upgrades at? Or what am I supply at? Yeah, I mean, I could build more units, but it looks like Luli has run out of units. Looks like these Void Rays from Munchies are still poking around, but they're running out of targets and still probably flying over these Widow Mines. Yeah, it looks like those just detonated. And there goes Luli, there goes Yowza, which is just going to leave poor old Munchies and his handful of Void Rays. Where are my Corruptors at? I should have enough corruptors to deal with this. Don't hurt my lings. And there goes Munchie. So I hope you enjoyed this game. It was looking a little scary at a minute because we had a bunch of Skytoss and not a lot of anti-air, but we seemed to hold them off long enough until the corruptors got there, and then the tide turned. So I hope you enjoyed this game, and have a day.